This is the Podkatz with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz. Welcome to the pod. Look at that view, everybody. Look at that beautiful view. Trying my best not to make the camera look like that one movie. What's that one movie? Cloverfield. It is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. I think America's playing France or some shit in the World Cup. I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. I've never cared. I don't think anyone in America's ever cared. But we got through June 2026. A lot of growth, a lot of good things. Oh my God. Fucking looks like Michael J. Fox is filming this. That's not nice. He's given us a lot of great performances despite what he's been going through. I don't know if you ever saw him on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's hilarious on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Which reminds me, Larry David has like a new show I need to watch. It's basically Curb in like the American Revolution, from what I've seen. At this point, anything Larry David does is just like another version of Curb. It's not like Larry David's gonna start doing like a Medea type comedy. Yeah, what happened? Every time I film this on a Wednesday, I usually film on Thursdays, but today is the day I'm going to have like the long drive, so. I hate this thing. I need to get a new. Fucking Jesus Christ. Okay, that's staying in. I don't give a shit. I got my car washed, which is great because cars be dirty, and my car was officially so dirty that I needed to. Fuck, I really needed it. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, we'll give this guy the space. We'll give him space. You know, there's a guy behind me. I know you can't see it, but I am your guide. Allow me to be your guide into Jason's world. Just gonna casually dock somebody in that Bronco. Cool color, that Bronco, not gonna lie. I feel like they finally were like, it's time to bring back the Ford Bronco. It's been enough time between OJ. And they were like, are we gonna make it in white? And they were like, of course we're gonna make it in white. What are we, stupid? Louis C.K. has a new special. I know what you're gonna say. Right? But if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings or any movie that Harvey Weinstein had his hands in, which is a lot of movies, you're a hypocrite, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people like to be like, no, I can't support an abuser. I can't support an abuser. And then work in tech. And also, your phone is made by child slaves. Everything we use is made by child slavery, for the most part. It's because they have tiny hands. They can fit their hands in the electronics. And if it's not children being enslaved in the factories, it's adults being enslaved. Slavery never ended. It was just outsourced. And yeah, you're probably watching this on a thing that was made by that. So, anyways, not to be a downer, we're gonna move on. Yeah, 4th of July is this weekend. That's cool, I guess. It's America's 250th. Not really feeling patriotic, not gonna lie. Wonder why. Haha. What could it be? Could it be the blonde, silky blonde Chinese president? Not Chinese, but he's got like the hair of like a silky gray-haired Chinese man. I'm talking about Trump, obviously. I'm just saying, he's the greatest pedophile this country's ever seen. All right, now I can't you know, everyone in the right is gonna be like, I cannot stand Jason. Of my 30 viewers, people are gonna be divided. Anyways, yeah, today's Wednesday. Usually I get stressed out by the end of Wednesday. I'm kind of bummed because like I'm lighting at Tacoma Comedy Club tonight, and usually I have a little bit more notice. If I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for some lady, just somebody messaging me. I shouldn't say some lady, that's rude, but because I'm friends with them. But you know what I mean, right? Like somebody was just like, hey, can I switch spots with you? And I was like, it came out and they just didn't email it. They're probably gonna do it today or not. Who knows? The point is that I had very little notice, which is fine. I'm a comedian. We do things on little notice. But yeah, it means I get to miss yoga with the hot British yoga teacher, which I was looking forward to because she's really good at yoga teaching. And last week I didn't have it was okay. I don't know. My therapist tells me I need to stop taking things so personally. Like, and I do. Like, sometimes if somebody looks at me, like, I don't know what it is about old people, but they just have that glare. Like, boomers just always glare at people. It's so rude. Anyways, I take it personally, and I shouldn't, because I'm not gonna take things personally from somebody that doesn't have the communication skills to tell me why they're glaring, if they are in fact glaring at me, which they're probably not. I don't know. I feel like a lot of old people do kind of suffer from looking like mean, but I think that's just gravity, like ruining their face. Or not ruining it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, the older we get, the more, honestly, gravity is such a bitch. Like, the reason why everything hurts in your body, that's gravity. Like your back pain, my jaw hurts right now. I'm pretty sure it's gravity. The point is that like, I feel like if gravity's like 9.8 meters per second, right, on us, I think that was the rate I learned. No, that's free fall. Look, the point is that like, we're probably, if we were to live in a perfect world, gravity would be shifted like 0.0001, and you would not have any back pain, and you wouldn't age crazy. But I don't know. I don't know enough science about this. Okay, Louis C.K. That's what we were talking. So Louis C.K., you know, did some bad things. It's kind of like having Babe Ruth get canceled in the comedy world. He was very inspirational to me as a young teenager, which, you know, wasn't the target audience, but I did learn a lot, and I watched a lot of Louis when I was a teenager. And honestly, like, Louis is, I mean, he's kind of the GOAT, you know? He's like our Bill Cosby, I guess. Because, like, the older generations was like, not Bill Cosby. And I remember that day in 2018, I was just like, not Louis. And then I was like, oh, okay. He kind of just made, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like a hardcore thing like Cosby. It was still really inappropriate, really bad, really evil, manipulative, but, you know, kind of was just jerking off in a chair. And if you wanted the job, you kind of just had to sit there and watch, I guess. I don't know. I'm not supporting it. Obviously, it's very incorrect behavior, but that's not what I want to talk about. He has a new Netflix special, which is one of the people that canceled him, right? They took away all of Louis' stuff off of Netflix, and he was pretty prolific on Netflix up until that point. And Louis, his new special's good. You know, nothing wrong with it. Kind of gross topics, like, overall. Like, the topics are, like, I don't know, kind of juvenile and gross. Like, they're not bad, and it's still, like, he's really good. But they're kind of like more fart jokes, I guess. Or like, yeah, I don't know. Not that I think you should watch it. But my point is, I saw him in August of last year, and I know what you're saying. Like, oh, you gave money to an abuser. And it's like, yeah, well, check your phone. You know, you driving a Tesla? Anyways, the president is eating babies, apparently. So, what are you gonna do? Anyways, he opened with this joke that in the special is kind of a throwaway tag callback. And I'm like, whoa, what happened between August 2025 and whenever he filmed that special? You know? And it made me realize that, like, that's how much high-level comedians are working with. Like, they have so much funny material that, like, their opener one night could actually just become a throwaway callback tag. And I think that's so important to understand because, like, I don't know, sometimes I value my openers and closers a little too highly, and I forget that anything can be it. I mean, if I work it that, you know what I mean? Like, in comedy, your closer is supposed to be your strongest. The rule of thumb is, like, your opener is supposed to be, like, your second or third strongest, and then, like, the one before the closer is supposed to be, like, the second or third strongest. I'm not explaining this well, but the closer is supposed to be your strongest, and right now I'm kind of writing my closer that I've been using for a long time. I've always been like, it's time to expand, and now I'm expanding it, and it's going well, and I'm getting back to the bread and butter of comedy because I'm reading the comedy Bible. In my opinion, great resource. It's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I know all this, and then I'll be like, oh, right. I don't do that as much. I feel very confident about getting myself and improving and growing as a comedian and a person, something a lot of people don't really focus on. A lot of people are very settled with their time, with where they are in life. But I'm growing, and I'm getting funnier. I mean, I'm getting better tools and techniques and writing experience to show people that I'm the funniest person on the planet ever. Obviously, that's a little bit of ego, but, you know, if I don't have that in my heart, what's the point? And honestly, every comedian should think that, I think. They're wrong, it's me, but, like, you know, I'm joking. Or no, I'm not. Stand on business, Jason. You're the funniest fucking person. Believe it. Naruto. Anyways, what else has been happening? I don't know. If the United States team advances, Trump's gonna come to Seattle. That's gonna suck. I remember in 2024, I think it was Clinton or Obama was in Seattle, and they like shut down like a lot. Or no, it was Joe Biden. It was Joe Biden because he was president at the time. And they they shut down like a few blocks in downtown, and I was just like driving around it, and it was annoying. So I can only imagine with the World Cup traffic, the amount of traffic that he's gonna cause. But you know, who am I kidding? It's gonna be the greatest traffic you've ever seen, the greatest traffic that's ever happened. I'm the best. Yeah, you know. Anyways, I'm trying not to take things personal, and I'm trying to learn how to let go of things. I hold on and internalize stuff, and that's not healthy. Oh yeah, last week I like made fun of the Twatties people. Or like, you know, Sit on business. Sit on business. I think I was just angry, honestly. I don't know. Now I feel like I've burned a mic that I need to use, and Monday is like, what are you gonna do? But to be honest with you, I know I'm good in that room. I know I'm not banned or anything from the restaurant, I don't think. Whatever. It's an open mic at a bar. And plus, it's kind of nice to have a day off, I guess. A lot of people, I've said this before, but comedy is a marathon, not a sprint. There's months where you're gonna like go through stuff and you're not gonna put out the numbers you want. And there's months where you're gonna do a lot of numbers and a lot of mics, a lot of spots. And it's kind of good to, honestly, at the end of June, I was very burnt out. And I took 4 days off. Not like for like planned. I did Friday, and then I took Saturday off, and Sunday there was no mic, even though I could have gone to one, which I probably should have, but it's okay. I feel refreshed, you know? Like, it's good to just go and live life as a comedian. Because, like, by Monday, I was very excited. I guess I only took 3 days off. By Tuesday afternoon, I was very excited to go and do stand-up. And that's important. That's so important. Because, like, that, like, itch is something you have to do every night when it's your job, right? And, like, you know, that is a muscle. It's another comedy muscle, is getting that itch every time you go up on stage. Not the itch, but like the inkling, like I really want to do this. Oh my God, I can't wait to tell this on stage. That feeling, the motivation, the itch, the inkling, right? So, and honestly, to speak more egotistically, right now is the time to, like, everyone's like, oh, you gotta grind so hard. And it's like, bro, like, you're gonna be grinding when you're on tour, right? Like, you are going to be grinding a lot, and you won't have the availability to go out on a Friday night because you're going to be working Friday night. So it's good to kind of have these dates with someone you care about now, or going out with friends, or being able to watch somebody or go to a show, right? And I feel like a lot of professional comics would kind of resonate with me, not to toot my own horn, but, like, you know, like, grinding mics and time is important, but, like, you know, once you become a professional, your week becomes sort of like Thursday through Sunday, maybe Thursday through Saturday if it's a light weekend, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of go back. I mean, I was in the service industry as a waiter, bartender, so you kind of go back to that schedule, which is different. It is very different. It feels weird when your weekend is like a Sunday or like a Monday, right? Like, it feels weird when your days off are Monday, Tuesday, and then let's just say you fly out somewhere Wednesday or Thursday, and then you have a show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, and then you fly back Sunday night. Let's just say, you know, you're on that tour grind. You're gonna be like, man, I really wish I saw that movie with that girl on Friday night back when I had time, if that makes sense. And honestly, like, it's the middle of summer. It's the 4th of July this weekend. Like, there'll be time. As long as I get to over 30 this month, which is totally fine, and I feel very confident that I will, I'm fine. Like, as long as I get over 30 a month, I feel fine. Because, I mean, honestly, like, I'm doing the numbers. I don't think, well, I'm like almost at 150. I think if I do get over 300 in 2026, which is kind of this rule of thumb, I think Joey Diaz said it once on a podcast. Maybe I'm wrong, but it used to be like 300 for the year is always like the goal, sort of. And if I do get that, it's going to be very tight. But the calendar year is not in sync with my year. Like, I started in September, and when I go to my 3rd anniversary, I should be over 900. He's over 9,000. No, I should be over 900 sets. Probably won't be over 1,000. I think that was the goal when I first started, but you know, I should be over 1,000 sets by the end of 2026, and I should average over 300 sets a year for each year by the time I hit my anniversary. So again, it's a long game, not a marathon or sprint. You know what I'm saying. I do know a comic that's like, I'm on my 500 for 400 sets a year, and they've just been grinding, and like, I'm like, you must be burnt out, because they're very new, and it's very easy to hyperfixate and be new, and like, I really need to go do this. And honestly, when you like start later in life, you're like, holy crap, I'm like way behind. You see someone that's like 24 and they're like, I'm 5 years in, and you're like, holy shit, right? It can motivate you to go and do as many mics as you can to play catch up. But like, honestly, like, there's plenty of people out there, I'm sure, that started when they were 18. They're gonna go nowhere, right? There's levels to comedy. No one really likes to talk about it. I mean, people do, but like, no one likes to talk about the levels of art. You know, like, for every Picasso, I'm sure there's some fucking wino mom that's just like painting and putting her fucking shit in like her friend's restaurant or whatever. For every one of those, there's probably like 10 people that just paint in their garage. And for every one of those, there's probably just 10 people huffing paint that want to be artists. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna probably go over to 30 minutes on this. I think I said this earlier in this recording even, but like, every time I like film on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday, I like something happens on Thursday, you know? And that's like, well, fuck me, right? I don't get to talk about it until a week later. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good to have a week between events. This is kind of a nonsensical, and you're like, it always has to revolve around comedy. This is a comedy podcast. We're learning how to get better. No, but like, honestly, like, if you're not like, I don't know. I'm just riffing, as Dennis Reynolds from Always Sunny would say. Oh, I watched Adults. Before that, I watched the other one that's like mid-20 something people, and they're like, oh, what's it fucking called? It was really good. It's the Hulu one, like How to Make It in America or something, or not suitable for work. And Adults, I think they're complementary. What do you call it? Complementary competitors, you know? Because one show made me go, oh, I should check out the other show. Which is something in the industry of television that does happen. I think Adults is funnier. I think they're both great shows. Not Suitable for Work is funny, but it also, like, it was more of a dramedy, in my opinion. It has better plot. It has better continuating plots and continuating romances. They were really good at, like, oh my god, is she gonna get with him? Is he gonna get with her? Oh no, he likes her and she likes the other guy, and that was really good. Adults is a lot more Always Sunny, where it's like each episode's contained, and like they're honestly, they're so fucking funny. Like, there's this episode where they're like this chick just like is like, I'm watching this chick that like has to get an abortion or something. This teenager has to get an abortion because she lives in like a state that doesn't allow it. So she's in New York, and she's just like this evil tween or teen, and they're like actually bonding with her. And then all of a sudden she's just like, yeah, like if I had your guys' life, I would get aborted. And they're just like, fuck you. You know what I mean? They're literally just like, oh, fuck you. Like, it's so fucking funny. Anyways, watch both. Those are my recommendations, I guess, this week. Music-wise, I don't know. Listen to some Tchaikovsky or whatever. I do think TV's kind of in a good state, but I do kind of miss the cableness. I wish when we were all... I miss when we were all watching the same shit. It made for better discourse. I don't know, I was never this old, and I never watched the show even, but like, do you remember when like 24 was like the big thing and you got to work and everyone's like, you see 24 last night? It's a two-parter. Or like Lost. I watched Lost. I binged it like right after the finale in like 2010. I was sick. I remember being sick for a few days and binging Lost, and I was like, this is the best fucking show I've ever fucking seen in my life. It is. I do stand by it. It's one of the best shows ever created, in my opinion, drama-wise. Like, it's different because, you know, a lot of people say Sopranos is. I think Sopranos is like a great portrait of analog time. You know, late 90s, the cell phones are flip phones, and it's right before the iPhone and shit, and Jesus Christ. I'm at this point right now, like, I'm trying to get around this guy, but he's going so slow that I'm like, ugh. And the guy I was trying to get in front of was going too fast. This is a good example, because now I want to get in front of the white car, but look at that van. I can't. Stupid. What is that? What is that van? Dude, that is a fucking... somebody's kidnapped in that van. I don't know how to prove it. I just know it. I just know that's true. You know what I mean? It just looks like one of those vans, okay? I need a new car. I mean, I don't need a new car. Maybe I need to fix my car. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of spam. That's annoying. I started a medication, and it's one of the medications that has, like, a commercial. At least I can remember. And it's for my skin. Like, I get a lot of eczema randomly. And it was either this pill or the, I don't know what you call it. It was like a shot every 2 weeks. And I'm like, I'm not sticking myself with a needle every 2 weeks. Don't even, like, if I get diabetes, which does run in my family, I will kill myself. Just kidding. But you know what I mean, right? Like, it's just like, I don't like needles. That's what I'm trying to say. But the point is, take the 277 exit. Okay. The point is that this company that makes the pill has been calling me, and they were like, we're asking for we're asking to like guide you, and I'm like, I don't need you to guide me. I've never had a medication like do this, you know? And they're like, so you don't want us to call you? And I'm like, no, I don't. And then I was like, do you get in trouble if I don't answer you? She's like, well, yeah, I basically do. I'm like, okay. And she said it in the most, like, customer service. She stuck to the script is what I'm trying to say. Like, she didn't... Oh, shit. There's the exit. Okay. This has been another episode of the Podkatz with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz, brought to you by Rinvoq, which is the medication I'm on for my eczema. Brought to you by Rinvoq. Brought to you by Skyrizi. Brought to you by Planetar, whatever. Palantir. I think it's Palantir. Anyways, comment question of the day. What are you watching on television? What is your guilty pleasure show right now? Comment, like, subscribe, share, subscribe to Jason Katz. We do this every week. Happy 4th of July, and I'll see y'all next week. Boom, we crossed that 30 mark. All right, have a good one, y'all.